On the 1st of July 2016, the United Nations resolved that access to the internet is to be considered a basic human right. The implications this raises for our society are significant, as are the responsibilities on our educational establishment. As researchers like Siddhartha Mitra have said, the internet is something of a double-edged sword, allowing great benefits to learning and communication, but also representing a definite danger that must be managed. Becoming literate with technology is recognised by the government as an integral part of a British education. The groundwork must be laid early on with a clear understanding of how the internet and related systems work, such as the World Wide Web and messaging programs. Encouraging children to have an awareness of the role of technology in their lives is an early key stage 1 goal, but an understanding of how this technology works is the deeper focus. To that end, asking children to draw the internet, or their idea of the internet, on a piece of paper is a useful starting point to identify misconceptions. Inconsistencies with their theories and the reality of moving data through a series of tubes can be highlighted and discussed with the class in tandem with educational videos that clearly explain the concepts. This lesson can continue into a broader series of activities based around exploring how resources on the internet work and how they are made. For example, using the HTML editor to examine the code behind their favorite websites and explore its different functions. Exploring code collaboratively with classmates in this fashion allows children to construct their own understanding into how websites work and developing their own web literacy. This philosophy is in keeping with Seymour Papert's thoughts on how technology can contribute to increased socialization and interaction amongst pupils, and therefore improving learning within the classroom. This kind of lesson content, along with promoting awareness of good design in the culture they both create and consume, will develop the 21st century skills needed for modern society: problem solving, communication, creativity, and collaboration. However, there is an express legal duty to also teach children about the social risks of using technology. Safeguarding must be an integral part to any computing curriculum. There exists today an ever-present risk to our children online that must be met with honest and open communication if we are to allow our pupils to use the internet safely, respectfully, and responsibly. EU Kids Online lay out 3 key areas that provide risks and opportunities for children: content, where children receive culture; contact, where children participate online; and conduct, where children take action with self-initiative, or in terms of safeguarding, being a perpetrator or a victim. For example, the news has regularly seen stories about children spending large sums of money through so-called free-to-play video games that are often riddled with paid-for microtransactions. And while software giants such as Amazon and Apple have been court-ordered to refund the affected families, it is evident that keeping our pupils informed about technology would do much to combat such dire financial straits. The focus here should be through both pupil and parent alike. There is an expectation that children conduct themselves responsibly when using technology, but that responsibility extends to the parents who have ultimate control over the financial payments on their devices. A degree of criticality when approaching content online is therefore a desired outcome from a computing curriculum. A recent study by researchers at Stanford found that 80% of teenagers couldn't tell the difference between sponsored content and news, going so far as to call the situation a threat to democracy. An unquestioning mindset must then be countered across ongoing lessons tied with SMSC, being part of the British values framework being espoused by the current government. Contact is the last area of risk for children online. Groups such as the NSPCC warn about the rising number of calls to its helpline regarding online abuse. Though one could perhaps see this as a positive, as the one thing a child should do when experiencing unwanted online contact is to tell a trusted person, be it a parent, teacher, or a charitable organisation. A no small amount of resilience must be needed by modern children when using the internet, which can only be built by an open and honest ongoing conversation from all responsible parties. Open lines of safe communication must therefore be integral to the running of all schools to help prevent abuse, of all kinds, not simply from online sources. When considering the opportunities and risks the internet poses, if we truly wish our children to be able to use technology to change the world, then we must equip them with the knowledge and confidence with which to do so. The wonders of the internet must be treated with frank candor.